Hey everyone, Chester here. I wanted to make a relatively quick video here about grenades, I guess. Basically, I'd seen a post on Reddit and people were talking about how to differentiate between throwing regular grenades like your RGDs and your F1s and throwing the newer grenades, the smoke and the flash. And while this isn't specifically about how to properly do that and know which ones you're going to throw, this right here is to actually show you the order in which the grenades will actually be thrown out of your vests. So a lot of people were just saying, oh, well, it goes top, down, left, right, and everything. And a lot of people were still confused if that was the case and whatnot. So I put this video together to go through all the rigs that I had access to. But with that having been said, let's get to the video. The first thing I'd like to say with the testing that I did, you'll see in all of them that I have my pockets are full. The reason I did that is because you always throw grenades from your pockets left to right first, and I didn't want to waste time throwing 4 grenades from my pockets before I got to the vest. So I just filled my pockets, which made filling the vest easier in my stash. So it was just a little time saver that I did, but you always throw from your pockets first. Now with the scav vest, it's a pretty straightforward one. There's only 6 grenades that can be thrown. It does go left to right, but in the 1x2 slots, something I've found in all of the vests is that it is completely random as to which one is going to be thrown. So here you can see in the first 1x2, the bottom one was thrown, but the second 1x2, the top one was thrown. So it's random in all of those. This right here is the ABS rig. Same thing. It'll go left to right, but it will randomly select one of those 2 grenades that are in those 1x2s to figure out which one it throws. In all of the testing I've done, each one of these rigs, I've probably thrown the grenades from them a good 4 or 5 times with each rig, and it's all over the place as to whether it's going to throw the top one first or the bottom one first. So it's just best to remember that it is left to right, and so whatever your leftmost grenade is, that's what's going to get thrown first. Obviously the BlackRock and the ABS rig are both exactly the same, and as I said, both of them will throw left to right, but when it gets to those center 1x1s, it will always throw the top one first and then the bottom one. Now with the WT rig, it's slightly different because of the fact that it has that 2x2 right there at the beginning. In this particular video, it does throw left to right, top down, but I've had it throw each one of the 4 there first. And in particular, the lower left one, when that one was thrown, the top right one was the next one that was thrown, so it kind of created a crisscross across that 2x2. But it still does throw from each section first, and once that section's emptied, then it moves to the next one to the right. Now this one, the scout rig, is really different because of the fact it actually throws the first 2 1x1s and then it goes up and starts throwing from the 1x2s. In all of my testing, this right here has been the case where it will always throw those first 2 1x1s and then it will start throwing out of the top part of the rig, out of the 1x2s, and after it finishes all the 1x2s, then it will go back and start throwing the 1x1s. When it comes to the scout rig, when you're putting grenades into it, you can see the exact same thing happening. It fills those first 2 slots first, and then it will fill the rest of the rig. And here we have the Commando rig. As you can see, it is throwing left to right and top down, kind of. It's throwing the top 1x2s first, and then when it reaches the end of the top row, then it will move down to the bottom row. So the bottom row is actually disconnected from the top row, meaning that if you have grenades in the bottom left, those won't get thrown until everything above it and in those top 4 slots gets thrown first. And finally, I have the Alpha rig here. This one right here has 4 1x3s and a 2x2. And as you can see, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to throw all the grenades from each section first before it moves on to the next section. And again, in my testing, as you can see, it threw the middle one of the second section. But I've had it throw the top one of that one first in numerous testing. So it doesn't matter the order in which they are in the actual section itself, but just which section you have them in. And once it gets to the end of this section here, then it moves down just like the Commando rig. It'll start throwing these 1x2s, and then it goes into the 2x2. And as it sits right now, those are the only ones that I have video for. I'm not high enough level to be able to get the MK3, the Tech, and the M2 rigs yet. Those 3 rigs are rank 3 or higher with Ragman, and so I have yet to get to that level. But I'm pretty sure that those right there will operate along the same principles, where they will operate left to right, top down, but with sections, not with actual squares. I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.